take on the potential answer against a Badang. So let's see if that'll be the case. Zaida already level 4.
Forcing now to revitalize from Pandora. He responds in kind. In comes Kyle Tnc, forcing a flicker from Lancey.
Okay, battle spells expended on both sides there, but going to be fine nonetheless. We still got 30 seconds from that turtle to come up here. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the case too. You know, if you try to choke down on where's the weak point here for Team Falcon's composition, is it the Thamus? You know, is that the best target to go ahead and pick off if you're TNC?
Hello.
He'll be able to buy a lot of time as long as he's level
What's up,
4.
George? Sorry, it took a little bit long. Had to edit a video. That's why. So here we are. Shout out to TT Racing, guys. Have you seen my most recent post?
Well, Turtle's up here. First one in the game. Zyda's holding it. Pandora will go ahead and force him off of it. So it's going to go for this reset while Kyle TZ makes his way up. But Yawi is level 4. He could go for this kick.
Wonder if they know.
Hello.
He's about to check in. Still doesn't spot it. It's Yawi. He gets and the kick on the Kyle TZ. The AOG coming through. That's a stolen one. Kyle goes
Ganda
down.
nung ginawa ni Bale. Grabe ka naman, Lancy.
For TNC side, and just like that, it all crumbles for Falcons. They're being sent out of their own side of the jungle.
Wala si... nasa ano ata si Ogun eh.
Find Yawi.
Nasa... Di ba yata yung... Ano, di ko sure. Parang nakita ko lang yung post niya na nasa ibang lugar siya. Pero hindi ko alam kung yun yung dahilan ha. Baka... Don't quote me on that. Pero yun yung nakita ko.
Big lead from that go. Considering this Harith lineup that they have, Benny Cutie doing very well in the gold lane. If TNC gets another big win, it's going to be a big, fast snowball for the Phoenix Army.
Yeah, again, the snowball for them, especially with the lineup that they have, would be really good for TNC in this game, number one. You can already see the gold building up, you know, quite quickly over on their side too. So for Team Falcons, how do they want to adjust from that? How do they want to be able to respond to that, even if it's the next objective? Once again, anytime Yawi does get the choke, he's going to find the right targets to go ahead and kick. And so that might be
Salamat, One Stratos. Oh, sarap din nila kasi kausap eh. Parang ano din. Kulit din talaga. Alright. Mas trip ko draft ng TNC, honestly, guys. Libre yung Harit sa game na to. Nga masyadong threat. Hindi ko pa nababasa tong Tamos dito sa game na to. May mga games na pasok yung Tamos ha, don't get me wrong. Against Harit, pwede rin, kalkal game. Actually, pala, no? May sense pala lahat. Okay pala. Check pala lahat. Nakukulangan lang sa stun ng Falcon. Yun lang yung, dun lang sila nalugi. Kasi itong Granger, hindi siya yung bida dito sa game na to. Mas bida si Yodge. Debut pick. Di ko alam.
Left easy, caught between a rock and a hard place, and two members of TNC. In comes the Falcons. That's 3 members coming through. Lord JM expends his kit, still holding on to the fist crack. The backup was just enough. I don't know if TNC spotted that, but they back off.
They back off. Yawi is here now.
All right, Pandora in his sights. Yawi displaced.
Pag malupit yung low unify dito, pag naka-momentum, pwede rin.
While Zyda goes for his purple, and they know the turtle's up. So this looks like this is going to be a trade, an objective. Yawi's not going to find the G-Kondo, so they got to trade something across the map here.
Oh, overpopulated is the turtle pit right now. Pandora right in the middle of it. Kyle TZ gets that push. Gonna make a beeline for down bottom. And Few gets kicked.
Sabi ko lang. Na crucial si Few. Nasipa.
That's a stolen one from Lancey. Look at the back line. Flap TZ.
Uy!
TZ finds Lord JM. 1 for 1 so far. Few for Lord JM. Lancey
Biglang gumanda po.
2 for the Falcons. Double kill for Kyle.
The gambit worked out for Falcons. They gave up the turtle, but they got a tower up top. They steal a purple buff away.
Kaltisi masterclass, mga tol. Bakit Tamos? Okay, so this is the XP lane na mahirap talo din sa lane. So, very good laner itong Santamo. So, makakalagpas siya talaga ng lane ng panalo. Ang kalaban niya dito, kung di ako nagkamali, ay Badang. So, lamang siya na tapatan 1v1 or almost 50-50 pero para sa akin lamang siya. Tapos meron kasing old discipline na ginagamit which is kapag assassin slash farmer yung jungler mo, yung XP dapat medyo good laner tsaka parang sustain type. May mga ganong mga strat. So, for example, dati nung hindi pa sikat si Ling, ng mga utility jungler na po, nahuli si Kyle. Yun ang ano talaga, no? Bentahe talaga ni Yawi. Yawi effect, yung mga ganong huli.
Alright, spotted by Pandora, taken out of that conceal. They'll be using Pandora's body to defend.
Bakit balik sa ban section si Chip? Hindi siya na-buff pero na-realize na mga tao gano'n ka-OP pa rin talaga si Chip. Hindi, meron siyang parang nerf pero parang yung ano, di ba, na-nerf yung mga values pero yung pwede kang mag-shortcut kahit saan, yun yung medyo nagpa-OP doon. Although matagal yung cooldown pero yun yung nagpa-OP para sa kanya. Ang lakas ng impact ng unang dalaw niya. Tapos yung parang bago yung pre-turt, kumbaga, na tinatawag. Tapos yung post-turt niya, pag nagka-ulti siya, grabe, laki ng effect. Ganda talaga ng mga kick ko. Uy! Si Pando. Sakripisyo yun ah. Nag-ulti siya sa in place, di na siya nag-ulti palayo. Pero okay lang, guys, kasi tingin ko baka di rin sobrang sanay pa si Pando dito as boss 5. Kasi usually talaga, XP. Uy! Okay to ah! Yun ang sulit! What a TP! Ubusin ni Kyle. Sabay inubos si... Ay, ganda ng tulak ni JM. Well done ka dyan, JM. Sakit ng harit talaga, guys. Uy, long. Ano ba yun? Nag-ano kayo? Nag-chokers! Okay na. Ang lakas ng no? Sa TNC. Tingin ko, meta pa nila ngayon. NM5. Ayun, ganda na tulak ni JM. Kaya ito yung isa sa mga dahilan bakit nauso bigla yung nauso bigla yung badang pang kontra sa Joy. Kasi may mga ganun tulak. Panggulo lang siya. Parang.
Meaning Benny Cutie now will walk out of that with a total of 4-0-1 in his KDA, but it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, just about as even.
Di ko alam kung nasa si Ugon pero nakita ko may post siya na parang nasa kasal bar something.
FlapTZ won his last Thamus game in Season 13 versus then Liquid Echo. Meanwhile, Thamus was last.
Hindi ko sure kung nasan si Ugon. Don't quote me on that. Baka may ibang balita sa Mpl ID. Check nga natin. 1-0 na. Ibos. Boy pa si Flap. Naubos sila dun sa bumabad. Tumagal. Wala si dun, no? Saida. Ngayon, expect tempo talaga yun.
My goodness, I thought TNC Pro Team already won that, especially after Lancey with a stolen AOG, landed it onto so many members, but they held on the sustainability of the Toms.
Tonto, tsaka yung reveat.
The Gatatkacha, just enough
Laki bagay.
time for Super Marco and Few to deal damage and for Kyle TZ to show up to help Marco secure his third kill.
They're gonna try to contest. All this while, Falcons fighting two fights on two fronts. Kyle TZ secures, but Pandora pays the price. Here comes the rest of them. Salmon forced by Betty Cutie. Super Marco holding back. And they get to retreat, but they pay the price.
Walang spell.
They pay the price.
Diversion?
Use his own diversion from them.
Few blasts and spots.
Nakaamoy. Lord, okay lang. Good trade pa rin. Ay, hindi siya super good trade. Pero at least makakapag-push siya. Pumahigilidan nila. 4-0 to na si Marco, guys.
They're not too far behind as we take a look here at the items falling into place. You know, how's it looking for TNC though, Renmar?
All right, they're still very close in the gold and the items. No Holy Crystal just yet for Benny Cutie, but he should be coming up on that. Definitely we're feeling the nerfs on the Harith in terms of his damage scaling. But once that Holy Crystal is locked in, it's going to feel like the old Harith again. It delayed a little bit though. Diversion up top, but that's only going to be for macro map control as the members of TNC Pro Team are down bottom. Already 4 items, core locked in for Super Marco, just built up his Malefic Roar.
Man, Super Marco still deathless so far. Is he weatherproof too? Right now he's doing fine, but Benny Cutie is just having an amazing game also on the Harith here. So I think for both teams that's going to be a big part of this late game now. You know, taking care of your gold laners, allowing them to have that positioning to be able to move around these team fights for their best ability to fight.
Yeah, it also looks like when it comes to the big team fights, as long as Few can dish out the duality procs from his abilities really well, it messes up the team fighting of TNC, leading to Marco being able to free, leading to Flap Teasy to be able to deal damage, even though it's not a lot, it's still damage at the end of the day while sustaining the front line for Falcon. So this low Yi is doing so much in team fights.
There's a
teleport.
Painted by Falcons. Close call.
Bilis na rin yun.
Yeah, keep them guessing at this point.
Conceal play.
Well, Yawi trying to get some of that information again. They're just trying to go ahead and collect what they can. This purple buff though is going to get stolen though, so Zyda
laking bagay na, no?
They're about 40 seconds.
Pangharit sana.
So I don't know, man. I would think
biglang yawaman si Marco 4-0 to.
If they want to, and knowing that they have Yawi, and we've seen this actually time and time again, they might just go for that play. You know, and whether that's utilizing the conceal, trying to get a pick off, that might be their best case scenario. If they manage to not get it, then they're okay actually defending in their base as well for this next lord that could come in.
I wonder where Falcons will, if they're going to try to force a play with a diversion before the lord, or if they're just going to play it safe. Because right now the team fighting has...
Hindi ko nakita nga yung draft ng EVOS Game 1 eh. Nag-edit kasi ako. May in-edit ako kaya hindi ko na bantayan. I-review ko na lang mamaya. Teleport ulit. Sasaya. Pag Lord, nalamang sila sa lane. Mas maganda yung ano nila dito. Mas maganda flow ng Falcon.
So they started up half. Yeah, it is seeming like a blitz. They might hold it on though. You know, Yawi.
They learned to check where Yawi is. Super Marco smelled something fishy, and Yawi already has the conceal used up. So this should be a go signal. Oh wow, look at that chubby wave down bottom. TNC have the
chubby wave.
Yeah, they gotta get back.
Oh, this is smart.
Yung blue. Ito yung importante.
To threaten a split because they know they can quickly get back to the Lord pit with a diversion.
That's dirty.
Grabe. Hindi na ano.
Great macro.
Yeah, there's the push now for the wave.
Hindi na panggulat yung TP. Pero ano na naman, 20 seconds na lang din naman kasi yan. Ayun, nagpakita na. Pag talaga nagpakita. Ayun no, si Lord J. Si Few talaga yung ano, importante dito. Kaya gandang sipa nun. Good sipa ka doon, Yawi. Check na check ka. Lamang na bigla TNC. Na-reveat. Retry. Okay, Yawi. Yawi MVP, master. Di maano siya, no? Flap, boy. Ganda ng ginawa niya, Yawi. Guys, sinabi natin, Few target. Ang saya talaga. Ito yung mga magandang moments pag nag, sasabihin mo yung mga mangyayari, tas mangyayari talaga siya.
Falcons at the right time for that objective. Kyle Teasy, who was targeted by the ultimate of the Hayabusa, wanted to drag it away, but it meant he was out of range for the retribution. And of course, Yawi with the initiative to start things off, picking off Few. We talked about
disaster ng Falcon. Nagalawan ni Yawi.
As long as he was free to combo, and they took out one of their biggest problems right away.
Oh, Yawi again. Okay, he's not going to go force that one. They still have this Lord here they got to deal with. Flap will be forced back into the base. Tier 2 turret's going to fall now on the bottom side. TNC finally having some movement and some space to work with. Or JM, we're going to disengage.
This is Lord number 2, already jumped in on that turret down bottom. Falcons make quick work of it, able to defend their inhibitor. Tier 2 in mid up next. Successful defense by Falcons.
Now that it's 105 seconds away, almost 2 minutes before the Lord spawns, we then go to the stat line presented earlier this day. Teams who have gotten the
Chow standard. So far ngayon, siya ata pinaka-okay na Chow.
Not instantly, But if you get the Evolved Lord, there's a
Di kaya mo
100% chance so far that you will take it.
Matagal talaga yung mga laro ngayon.
I think
Kailangan
that's the
wipeout.
thing too is at this point
Expect nyo
we're
na
gonna
mga
see
mababagal mga laro.
choreography for the Lord. It's going to be really good how they respond.
Pag naubos yan,
Sometimes
endable.
when
Mga
he
ganun.
pulls the trigger and goes with a conceal, they back off. They're not able to catch him. And here's a diversion though.
Coming in through that fence brush. 3 gets sent through. Marco, Few, and Kyle. No dice.
Yawi again.
TNC with the successful steal.
May trete na si Yawi, may flicker.
Easy is starved. Falcons not looking to force anything.
Good thing Yawi went into that shrub for a split second right before the diversion ultimate animation ended. If he didn't, this could have been a very different story.
Whoa!
Ayun na
Yawi
nga.
finds a kick onto one.
Caught on 4K. Oh, si Marco. Uy, nabuhay ng Rose Gold.
Super Marco in the back
Boy
line,
pa si
Marco
Flap.
using
Grabe, nabuhay. What the hell?
Pass to Connor Inferno, sending back
Pakunat.
to
Wala
the
yung ulti rin kasi ni Sayed ng Santo.
diversion.
Ayun. Teka, ang aga ata.
The back line is Pandora and Few.
It's risky.
Eh, Ghouls. Ayun, sige. Ay, wow. Grabe ka nga doon, Pando. Winnable pa ba? Winnable ata. Ayun lang. Flicker, Lord JM. Sulit ata for TNC. I mean, hindi yata. Sulit talaga. My Lord. Mga flick. Mare-reset kaya ng Falcon. May TP kasi. 23 seconds, may makapag-TP. Si Few. Sobrang crucial dito ni Few. Hindi siya pwede magpa-deads. Wala. Biglang na-run. Dalawa kasi deads eh. But
That's literally what got nerfed in Granger.
And it feels bad, man.
His range.
It feels bad. You're seeing it happen real time here.
Yeah. He's still deathless, but at the key moments where you just needed to reach. I feel like it's a little bit of muscle memory as well if you're Super Marco. He's used to it being able to reach further out. But now that it's been nerfed, it's just not landing as it used to. Not the Evolve Lord just yet, if I'm not mistaken. They took it before the 18-minute mark, so the Lord was not able to evolve.
Man,
but they're still going to go ahead and try to end it with this one.
Oh,
this reminds me.
Even the orange.
This reminds me of when they shortened the length of Gord's beam.
Traumatizing for you, huh?
Lord crashing down bottom lane. Falcons are going to lose this one. And now TNC are inside the base. That's permanent damage. Falcons are going to have to play a tighter macro from here on.
I think they still are going to be fine for this push in unless Yawi has something to say about it.
Oh!
Goes in.
Grabe. So, good target lagi si Yawi. Patay si Marco. Tapos, Yawi ulit. Ay, hindi. Kaya. Nakapag-imo si Sidas. Taktika Yawi. Good targets.
Pushing in this middle wave.
4v2. Minions coming in. A lot of abilities already used by Calties. He has his ultimate back. Can they? Will they defend? Will they hold?
Hindi lang basta-basta maganda yung huli. Para good target talaga eh. Tapos, unboxing. Yawi is the key, mga tol. Iba ka. Ba't si Iwa lang? Grabe ka na, Zeno. Relax ka lang. Wala akong pambayad dun sa banda. Di kaya, tsaka di rin kasya sa ano. Di rin kasya sa studio. Yawi is the key! Hindi lang basta-basta yung nakakatuwa kasi sinabi ko, nung unang beses niya na sipa si Few, literal nakakasabi ko lang si Few yung magdideal ng damage. So tamang-tama yung naisip dito ni Yawi. Super good target. Si Few talaga yung threat. After mawala ni Few, talaga magugulo na yung comp. Ito yung simula, oh. Ay, si Kyle pala to. Galing. Beautiful tayo dyan. Wala lang. Okay. Ka naman.
Where you would see, even for Team Falcons, have some great team fights. Kyle TZ gets picked off here. And a lot of this, like I said, if Yawi gets his hands on the Cho and he's able to get these pickoffs, they provide so much momentum for the way that these team fights break out, but also just the way that they decide to maneuver around these team fights is really imperative of how much improvement we've seen from TNC. I think that you can say up to this point now in week 7, they've made definitely a lot of improvements, even when it comes to just being there together as a team and covering for each other here.
It's weird to say that in a lineup with Loyi and Granger, and even...
Thank you, Arlan Obispo. Sana. Ay, oo nga, Mpl ID. Mpl ID. Check natin Mpl ID. Sabihan niyo ako pag pag-start na yung Mpl PH.
Say that okay, the facts aren't really in my favor, but who cares? It's a skill issue. It's all in the mental
Okay.
department.
Joy Eerie Hilda. Okay, goods tayo. Kailan part 2 ni Oyaman Jin? Depende pa. Ipon muna tayo pag maganda-ganda na yung mga nagiging kwento.
It's poke damage. That's why it'll do great for them if they are up against Suyo. That's why they banned the Fredgen, by the way, right? The Fredgen would be the natural pick against the Joy. That's true. And now without the Fredgen, I mean, Suyo does have to be put into such a susceptible position when it comes to taking away the objectives. Sure, he does have the upper hand in terms of the
Puro Hilda si ata yun. Malakas Hilda ngayon. Solid na solid. Mercolera pag natin. Nasa wala naman tayong offer so far. Sans naantok na. Sawa na mag-ML. Sawa na mag-ML ang ating Lodi.
El Momento likes the big moments there. So a lot of options available for Evos, a lot of questions that Onyx are forced to consider because they just don't know. Yeah, you need someone to catch the joy, right? And
Barca
might be that answer. The Barca ban for Onyx. Interesting ban. I mean, they're probably scared of the Granger.
Huwag magnabarya. Hylos yata. Natitira sa Eidos. Pag ginawa nila yung Hylos, good na yun. Maganda na ako sa Onyx.
And they might just pick up maybe a Tigreal to stop this Joy. Again, like you said, key.
Tigreal sa Joy. Kaso makatakas yung Iritel. Pero at least pwede nila. Pwede. Para yung din. Force Purify. Hylos tayo nga. Stress. Stress talaga tayo. Pero may CC pa. Pwede yun, yung Hilda gawing post 5. Squad Chichi. Sa mage. Wala na mga poke, no? Valen. Maganda ba si Cecilion dito? Walang synergy. At least yung Valen pwede mag-dive. Nakaka-out ng ulti ni Hylos. Pwede rin. Tapos sa Kalea. Okay din. Check.
Picked up. Is the Hilda alone enough to stop the damage from Evos?
Ceci. Cecilia na ditira. Sask sa Joy pwede rin. Ginagamit din ngayon lately. Lately lang Selena pangit. Walang combo. Sask nga. Maganda yung weakness ni Edit, Balen. CC. Yung mga constant DPS. Mga stun. So, importante din. Tsaka Revit yung medyo nagpawala sa edit. Yung revitalize. Meron na ako kay Mirko, Ryan Cornelio. Meron. Dati pa yun, no? Nung bandang M5.
Dive deeper into the rankings and the standings, or will EVOS be the ones to play a game number 3? It is game number 2 of EVOS against Onyx. Wait, with the CC pick, that means the Hilda's going Rome. Yeah. This is the first time in Mpl Indonesia Season 15 that we've seen a Hilda Rome, so... they have lockdown? Do they have enough lockdown? Nope, I don't think so. It's only maybe Keyboy jumping in. Part of the wilderness. They don't have CC. They don't. They have CC. Yes, they have CC. Oh, that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, si Mirko.
The name CC will be enough. Better than nothing. Looking at the emblems right here,
pagka level 2, maganda na yung lane ng CC. Sana, kali. Yun lang, hindi nag-level 2 si Atoy R. Sinabi ko muna.
What happened there? Wow.
Kailangan...
We're talking about on a team level, individually, Evos are outclassing Onyx, a team that used to be known for the individual...
Ba't ganon? Ba't natin na predict yung mga mangyayari? Sabi ko mag-level. Kailangan mo lang mag-level to eh. Patay. Kaya pa. Nice, Hans! Nice ka doon! Nice ka, tol! Sobrang nice ka, tol. Gila, Sans is back. Yun na kailangan natin. Sabiro naka-Fury? Sa bagay, no? XP2, pwede. Pwede pa. Depende nga lang kasi may mga games na kailangan mo ng revite. Si Brans lalaro? Di ko alam. Uy, nice tali. Sige na. Uy. Okay lang. Check pa rin tayo. Nice first ult. Pwede na yun. Check na tayo dyan, mga tol. Oh. Hintayin nila pupuguin si Albert. Naka-double lane yung ating Granger, yung medyo makati dun. Tagal mag-4 naman ni Keyboy. Wala na lunos. Bagal wave clear, sobrang bagal maglakad. Isa sa mga pinakamabagal maglakad na mage. Not worth it. Nice. Sans is back, guys. Sans is freaking back. Yan ang kailangan natin. 2-0-3. 3 minutes in. That's what we need. Ba't naging mamsh? Bakit? Ano ibig sabihin? Mamsh ay pala. Sorry. 2 minutes. Akala ko anong ginawa ko. Babalik tayo sa PH. Don't worry. 5 minutes.
I mean, if they want to play without crowd control like this, then they need the damage, right? And more than that, they need Evos to oblige them and trade with them like this. Look at this. Whoa, Natco. Just going to dish out some damage, and Keyboy is still tanky, so he will surely survive. 1 minute towards the next turtle, and the goal laner still going at it. As Keyboy, again, he needs to be active with the Hilda, trying to give space for his teammates. And Kyrie is just so quick, 1 level ahead of Albert, but that's not going to be such a significant lead. But Kyrie has 2 kills now to his name.
Gilaksan is back. Ito na. Boss tayo, boss. Nice ult, nice first ult, I mean. Pati yung dash, nagamit na rin. Boy si Sans. Lucky, KYY, mali. Yan, maganda yan, first ult. Ay, first error. We got this.
sustain is actually allowing him to kind of trade evenly, sustain back up. Now it's tough for Evos, man. They need to find more ways, more
Underwhelming si Sans, underwhelming lahat except Kyrie.
the distraction, the damage part, because Evos don't have enough to actually
NBA nga, no?
kind of zone him out. That's where the heavy crossbow.
Drafting na ba?
Wants to go for the steal. Oh,
Totoo ba?
sure if he got that. But it's Kai on the turtle.
Okay na to.
Two turtles to Onyx. Albert hasn't been given the chance.
They were outraged. I don't know why. It's like
weird.
It's like Yowie's legs on the.
It's okay.
Oh, wow. Grabe. Sobrang sakto ah.
Yes.
That stung. You didn't say the line. We let you say the line.
Well, you can say the line here for the draft.
Doesn't feel right.
He's gonna be out of commission for a few seconds here. Let's check it out once more. I'd reckon. Yeah, Falcons is opening up for Joy once more, but
Joy ulit, Joy.
do they run it back?
I think they do, man. What is this? What was the last ban last time for this on the red side? For that first phase?
Revamp Kimi. Tingin ko hindi. Oh, hindi top 1. Babalik pero hindi top 1. Parang ganun.
Wow, we are in Joy rush meta because of Suyo just hurting against magic damage. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Kaleyaban. Okay. Joy tayo dyan. First pick.
It was huge, man.
I honestly thought everything would be okay, but no.
That was not Joy.
Badang?
Wow.
Oh, they rush. Is this a
Badang?
Cryo?
That was not Joy.
Yeah.
Could be. We'll never know. Like that's the beauty of a Badang first pick.
Honestly, they're gonna go.
Di Granger Joy na to. Pag TNC.
Right away. Then save
Ano yun?
trade for later. Because if you're gonna go Joy, you don't need to pair it up with the Harith already. You already have the magic damage.
Granger Joy na to.
They kind of want the Harith because the Harith does well against the Badang. It's one of the few reasons why people draft Badang Harith. I get it.
So this, I wonder what the sleeves open for TNC then to take, because they have, you know.
Or Haya ba? Maganda ba? Ayun na nga. Joy Granger.
You're gonna have Joy on the red side.
Joy Granger, Joy Moscow. Hindi ko Joy Granger tayo dyan. Ayun. Siguro sagot na lang dito Hilda, tsaka
It's too much magic damage.
Harit.
They spread out the
Harit.
vitality. They do have the
Or secure nila yung Hayabusa nila para kay Kyle. Para may sagot sa Joy, tsaka sa Granger. May threat. Pwede Haya. Ay, sinabi niya na. Nakita niya? Sinabi niya na. Sinabi ni
Joy Hayabusa.
ni Trevor.
And then the
Read my lips.
Flap. This is the mobile masters meta.
Prayo Pandora. Yes, sir.
Badang rush. See how it's gonna go.
Hylos. Okay. Good pick.
High
Good
loss
pick.
this time around. So this might be a little bit of a slower paced game than we see. So in terms of the goal laners, it's gonna be a little bit more close.
Iba, baka magnanatan tong ano. Si Robert.
Because Clint has buffed up, and when it comes to like the deep pocket of Marco, Clint is as usual one of his go-to. Hey, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, it was him and Kelra
Yeah.
who made Clint's work in the recent times here in Mpl Philippines. Yeah.
Because I think if
Paano sinabi? Sinabi niya ano, Hayabusa. Mamaya balikan niya yung ano.
so that they don't have a lot of options for instantly accessing the back line or a roamer, just like a Cho, that would be good. Then they should be locked in for a Clint option. Not to say that they'll fully lock it in, because you still have the
Banyinit-nitan.
carry, Moscow.
Moscow.
Never mind, it was already banned out by TNC. Good call. Because of the adjustments to gold laners now,
Nice ban sa Cho.
viable. Again, as long as they don't
Mga
have
hero
this
ni ano
backline
dito.
dive alongside the Joy.
Yawi.
If it's just the Joy,
Walang
then you go for a
Kaleya.
little bit of a slower, not so mobile
Joe
gold
head.
laner.
Like a
Baka happy na sila dito sa ano.
Like an Asia.
that's a little too much.
A little bit.
Franco ban.
Just a little bit.
Maybe Beatrix.
Maybe.
Safer.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the Beatrix yet, actually.
Hell, they can go Nova Tricks if they want to. Oh. Because they already have a good source of...
Oh, nice one yung Franco ah.
The Hilda.
Selena.
The extra...
Selena. Okay, Selena. Good Selena.
Badang and Hilda
Pwede
actually
yung Selena.
to be able to hurt more, deal more damage.
Valen ba maganda sa... Hindi maganda Valen kay TNC.
We don't know
Yep,
where the
Selena.
scene is going, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's either Roam or mid.
I would assume Lance, like maybe
Khalid.
Lance, right?
I think
Hindi yata maganda sa kahit sinong team.
I'm banking on. Oh wait, no. You know what?
Edit pwede kay Yawi kung ano, kung nagagano siya.
Meta trends lately.
Clint mo na to!
Yeah, bro.
Falcon.
Definitely
Pangit pala ni Ethan.
70%, 80% land.
Clint maganda.
Point. As long as you don't have anything super tough against it, you can even go Kufra if you're Yawi.
Ganda ba Nova? May mga nagdo-Novaria na ngayon guys eh. Pero na ano kasi namin ni Mirko na nabasa namin yung mga tag dito. Yung mga changes. Yung Novaria.
Oh, yeah, right.
Di ko sure kung maganda dito sa game na to pero wala na. Ay, hindi may Farsa. Bakit din Farsa pala ano? Wala na din Loy.
Oh, they go
Ayun. Novaria tsaka Clint. Okay, so ito yung combo niyan. Papakapalin niya para matumama.
Do the line, Renmar.
Anong hero mo, Yawi?
Clint is
Atlas, pangit.
You're not even gonna use
Siguro Edit. Jennifer o Ruby? Ruby, maganda ba Ruby? Pangit. Jennifer, maganda ba Jennifer guys? Guinevere?
Oh, man.
Sakto lang.
Every time
Ay, good. Ay, wala siyang knock-up din. Usually may isa pang knock-up eh. Carms, pangit. Dapat, basta may talon dapat kay Yawi. Huwag nag-Atlas, no? Ay, yung Jennifer nga. Hindi Ubrakla, hindi. Matatalo na ni Joy.
I reckon this is a roam Gwyn.
Sa Suyo, may nerf sa Suyo. Na malaki-laki.
the biggest enemy right now is Radiant.
Yung ano,
That's a
yung
lot of magic damage, but it's also strong. Very annoying to deal with us.
kailangan mo, dapat kasi inisip natin yung mga hero ni Yawi. Parang hindi ko siya nakikita mag-high-loss. So kailangan may talon. Yung mga Atlas, yung Franco good ban yun ni Robert. So check na check ka dyan, Robert.
Considering if the team fight goes good for them, because again, there's
So bakit hindi Tigril?
also quite big. While for Falcons, it's a little bit easier for them to
Dahil dun, yung badang yung malaking problema, may tulak,
hits their conditions right. Then Falcons
pambuisit.
I love the respect.
Tsaka ang bagal, tingin ko high-loss Tig, no?
TNC have.
Di yata din bagay sa Joy.
On a Novaria is key, especially against
Mas maganda yung mga small skirmish para medyo ma-highlight din yung Granger. Pero legit naman yung Tigril. Nakalimutan kang isipin eh. Bakit di ko naisip na pwede pala yung Tigril. Ba't wala nang imino mabagal? Oh, dati si Imba DJ, yes. Dating Dota player din yan.
TNC, will they be able to sweep their one of their first top 4 teams, Team Falcons here?
Okay. Excited to see how this Clint is gonna build the emblems. It is alright. Thrill, Weapons Master, and the Assassin emblem too. So yeah, that's actually really good for Clint right now because of the adjustments to him. His mid-game power spike is absolutely busted. Item prioritization is where I'm gonna be also looking at for Super Marco. By the way, Few able to steal away the Litho Wanderer with his Starship.
Pwede na baglo, hindi pa. Di ko sure kung ilang linggo
the assist.
Usually 2 weeks, pero parang nagkaroon ng change na parang 1 week na lang. Sino lamang dito sa Clint and sa Granger? Para sa akin, Clint. Sa ngayon Kaso tinamaan siya.
Gets caught out. No. Few is hitting all the cues, but Marco almost got murdered there.
Yeah. Good thing Marco was able to force that flicker out because if I'm Few, it's like, come on, man, I already got the crap going for you and you're gonna die. But at least he was able to get away. But now without a flicker, so TNC
Airborne free sa Sicilian.
bottom and Falcons need to help.
What were you saying about that?
Ano yung bababa ka kagi? Grabe, apat
Out of the lane a little bit.
Aapatin, grabe. Alam nila walang flick eh.
Marco.
Grabe, kawawa.
Boy, and they do eventually.
Uy, nakapatay pa, yun lang. Tapos,
Comes the rest of them. Few gets that gold cart.
He's getting a whole lot here.
They're getting a lot of money. He's,
From down under, man.
he is hitting.
sayang yung TNC Kuha niya na yun
But Falcons should be able to get this turn.
Inapat si Clint, boss. Kaka-i-babe.
In the bottom lane, so it's going to be a trade. But you see Lancey still pressuring Super Marco in lane, who still has yet to get a flicker. Falcons, I feel like they need to send some more bodies down bottom after this turtle.
Yeah, they're going to have to. So turtle secured, though, for Team Falcons. Super Marco will get the help he's looking for. Now, they'll also just a couple more here. They'll have that level 4, but Flap.
Coming in. Got 3 on his tail. Glorious pathway here. by Lord JM. Flap does flicker out of the way, survives that ambush. In comes the rest of them. All right, Astral Echoes just used to check. 3 members spotted.
All right. You see TNC Pro Team, even though they are getting some wins, they're also respecting the hell out of the Astral Echo.
Spider-Man's no. Oh my God!
Oh, Pandora catches Lance.
First pick Bajang.
Not even with a flicker. What?
Yeah, that was just straight up fist break, fist crack, everything in between.
That was all natural.
All natural.
Lancey had
All
flicker,
natural.
right? Like he just got caught?
Yeah, that was a natty pick off by Pandora.
That was a natural pickoff.
No gear.
Uy, grabe Benny, ano yun?
Going for it.
Walang boots, Hunter agad.
Out of it and build up a very minor lead right now. Nothing too crazy.
O baka mali lang yung graphics.
See that though, in the
Baka mali lang yung
that
graphics.
little extra gold early on.
Oh, Yowie!
Oh no.
Kunat.
There's the Astral Echo, the answer back.
Patay.
Fail to take down Marco.
Napakagandang pick-off naman nun.
And there's a full-on combo from Pandora. Flap DZ dropping down
Out.
very low. Unable to finish up.
Eh, panis kay Pando.
Another one in from Flap DZ. Coming
Masyado.
down.
Retry?
Just
Huh?
yet.
What?
Kill on the docket. Yowie just backs off Kyle DZ. He says, let's play the long game, gentlemen. Going for the
May ulti si Kyle. Di pwedeng tumambay sa side ah.
Yeah, he's gonna go for
Pero may retry. Ay, wala rin retry side. Okay. Nakoms nila.
coming up here in just a second.
Pando, Badang is real.
Who's buff? Wow, Team Falcons really extended team fight there in the mid lane.
Yeah,
Pando, Badang is real. Kaso namatay si
yeah,
Marcos.
but he's already hurting, so imagine what it's gonna feel like.
Kailangan kasi niya
once
mag,
magic power
mag 2
items
lanes.
and the extra magic power starts coming in for the
Na-
Star.
na- ano
You know,
siya,
it's been tough for
napatay
Star
siya sa
Power. He has
early.
2 kills, but
Side low. Okay. Nice ulti view.
Echo spots two.
Kaibig bag ulti.
Lord JM and Yowie. Another free turtle to Falcons.
Okay, Turtle to secure it here for Team Falcons. Slow and steady for them as they're building into this game. So we'll have to see. That hurts.
1,000 and a little bit of change.
He doesn't even have anything except the glowing wand, man.
Yeah, and when we saw it hurt earlier, he didn't have a full item, he just had components. So this Novaria, I think once the mid game hits, again, it's going to be devastating for the ability of TNC Pro Team to position well because
Ala, talo pa yung Onyx.
Abyssal arrows,
Ala, nakambak.
Star Shatters, and be able to send TNC back.
Siro. Talo ba?
Lancy.
Gagi, natalo ba? 2-0. Oh my. Disaster ang Onyx. Pick ID. Onyx ID.
He actually got to delay the Lancy recall by just a bit because Lancy almost got hit by the Star Shatter.
Even forced a flicker.
Yeah, forced a flicker too, had to reposition. So now let's see if things will go better.
Wait.
Marco when the big team fight breaks out. Because so far again, he's being
Mira?
checked very well by Yowie, who's committing spatial migration flickers so that he can actually land into Super Marco. So just when you think that his second skill is going to be short, his knock-up, he'll be able to connect it with a flicker. He's doing it like a Jeet Kune Do flicker combo as if it was a Cho.
Yeah, I'm wondering too how, especially later on in the game, how that's going to play a part. This lineup that TNC brought to this game, they have so much crowd control available to them, but they also, you know, they can land arrows. They can
Salamat Taton Batugan.
with Yowie here.
Natalo
They
tayo.
should maybe make it
Gusto makita ang
now
sticker ni
for
Boss
Ranger
Vega.
for Benny Cutie. Oh,
Whoop. They do find one. And they pop him. Pandora didn't even get to respond. Change CC from TNC.
-1 from TNC. Very good.
Stop and buy time,
Flap
but I think he
naglalakad.
decided to accept his fate there instead of forcing any abilities out of himself.
again, that's what I was talking about. The amount
Wala
of
mga
crowd control that this
Falcon.
lineup gives TNC.
Unless si burst na.
It's gonna be kind of hectic to
Flap
deal with.
nag-check.
Turtle's gonna be for the fighting though.
Oh,
They get it.
free double shots.
Nicely done, Lord JM.
TNC
Well done ka dun, well done.
goes over to the Phoenix Army.
If you had a lightning truncheon, there's actually a chance he would have.
Di kasi tayo nanood at dapat pinanood ko eh.
Yeah, that Star
Binitawan kayo yung panonood eh. Kanina lang nanonood ako, panalo eh.
So, let's see if lightning truncheon is going to be the next item. So far with the item build, looks like it will be for few.
He's gonna be pumping out even more damage. So even though they lose that turtle there, again, I think it's just Team Falcons playing a little bit slower with this kind of lineup that they have. Yeah, and as you mentioned, especially with the
Di ko alam kung bakit sila natalo eh. Iba yung
that
nare-restrict.
power spike. Here's the endless battle being picked up. So he's got the two big items already, Blade of Hefties and that endless battle.
Ooh!
Again, Yowie.
Catches one.
Yowie boy!
Once more. No, it's Flap
Benny
TNC.
dead? Uy, nabuhay pa.
Contains Zyda.
Oh, flicker out.
Goes to the back line.
Iba talaga yung mga ano, freaking gold laners dito sa Pinas. Ang lalal, ang gagaling, nakakabuisit. Bang! Pando gaming is real. Pando Bajang is real. Sayang ko Zen, I agree.
Absolutely athletic. Again, flicker plus the combo with the fist break. Fist crack, excuse me. Yeah, no, fist break. For Pandora to be able to get that kill onto Zyda, and now this opens up the map even more for Falcons.
I remember in the smart ping test, Pandora did say, "Look at me, Marco, look at me." Detail, you and me were like this. He said that.
He said it in English. And, you know, I was wondering how he would go ahead and play this Badang, especially in the roam. And yeah, I like that you mentioned it, Renmar. That was very athletic. That was an athletic flicker to be able to make it that play.
Oh, there's a
and
touch.
so, again, they'll go ahead and set things up. That is the Lightning Trunch now locked in for Few.
Oh, here comes the Falcons.
Ang ganda ng ulti ni Few. Nako po.
And look at the damage dropped in. And it looks like TNC
Ganda nung isolation ni Pando dun, no? Ow! Tinamaan ng pana. Di na lawaban, no? Nag-lord. Ay, nag-lord. Nag-bot. Ganda ng ulti ni Few. Maganda yung arang ni Pandos. Pero yung kay Lancy, yung tama yung pana niya dun, napigilan yung ano, snowball. May emergency daw si Ogud. Okay, nice ult. Ulit si Mr. Pew.
Every single member of TNC left on the map. That is
Wala nagutom,
Yeah, it's providing so much vision to them that it seems like TNC doesn't really have much space to move around the map, their own side of the jungle.
Novaria also just recently got buffed. That's why we're seeing all these Astral Echoes come out wonton.
Yeah, faster cooldown on the ultimate, alongside the better scaling with magic power for the Star Shatter. And Few just looks like he's so happy right now. He is quite unreachable.
Matilda. Di okay yung Gwyn. Check naman. Tigreal ata better. Na-point out din ng isang viewer. Pwede rin. Pero na-gets ko ba't sila nag-win. Makes sense talaga. May dash, tas may bypass dun sa wall. All that jazz.
It's uncapped, right?
Like, it's uncapped.
Yeah, uncapped.
You get a residence. You get a residence.
Everyone gets a residence.
Well, at that point, once again, the push is going to help them too. Just they don't have an answer to really get to Few. And as you pointed out in the beginning of the game, he's also even got the Purify. It makes it that much more difficult for TNC to actually deal with that. So it's better if they just focus on who can they get. Well, maybe the easier one's going to be Super Marco later on, if they can actually catch him.
Oh, grabe ka na Few. Dalawa lang. Kala ko tatlo yung tinamaan.
That resonate change is so crazy. Once it hits, there's just a bunch of little 25s and 36s just keep popping up.
There's numbers everywhere.
That's a lightning trunch and change for ya. It's little damage, but it's still damage at the end of the day.
And it still adds up. Again, Zyda's not going to see his buff. That's taken again from him. And you can see this
Nova pang tapat sila yun. It's the
starting to compound already. You're looking at almost a 7
long range poke
for them and a whole lot of space advantage too. So we take a glimpse here at
grabe, mas mayaman na siya, no?
How do they get back into this game?
Super Marco, ganun lang.
Trying to do the same thing, play around Yawi, try to play around an arrow maybe, but nonetheless, it doesn't seem to be enough.
There's a considerable lead between the Clint and the Granger, but the Granger does have the core items locked in. However, because of the lead of Falcons, you'll need a fourth one to really be dealing a good amount of damage up against Falcons. However, I think one of the biggest problems, not just the damage, is the front line sustainability of the High Loss and the Guinevere together. Guinevere is quite pick-offy. You could block something with the clone after using the spatial migration of Guinevere, but that's it. Only has an anti-Karas.
Naman si Cousin future. Is bright. Tatlo tinamaan. Nakita si Yawi. Okay, na-spoil yung ginagawa ni Yawi. Grabe yung panel, lads. Kaya na pa tumatama kay yan. Kaya na pa tumatama kay Super Marco.
It's so difficult for them to actually look for an opening. And that's also where just Novaria plays a big part in
Salamat din balance.
TNC right now.
Yeah, after Athena's
Okay, Novaria with the lantern.
we're gonna need to start seeing some blade armors on the side of TNC Pro Team.
All right. Few repositioning, picking up that lantern. So gentlemen, expect more numbers to pop up from out of nowhere.
Yep.
Oh, na-dodge.
Flickers misses. Flapped easy, looking to recuperate and reposition.
Saida sa kaliwa, oh.
All the way to the back line.
Tayo si Yawe. Pero nandun si Saida. Saida! Oh, nice kill kay Pew. Saida with the back. With the flank.
Oh, the clapback from TNC is more than real.
Saida, bumawi.
Easy left. Sudden
Op, 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 op. Naku po. Naku po. Uy, nabuhay si Lance. Nabuhay si Lance.
The Falcons can't clap back. It's just Marco left.
Disaster, it's a disaster.
Phoenix Army rises.
Zaida
Disaster,
with the
grabe.
turnaround. Just when you thought TNC were out, the joy was
Saida
there
making the
once
plays,
again.
guys.
They couldn't even get Benny, and Benny was the first heroes to receive the initial salvo from Pandora and Few. They only got Yawi, but TNC got everything else.
I can't believe Yawi actually made that happen. I mean, at first, like, yeah, he got caught, but... And then Team Falcons knowing, hey, we got a great lead. They forget to keep an eye on the back line, especially with a Joy across from the hands of Zaida.
There's nothing Few could have done to Zaida. The
Yeah.
Purify would do nothing. Literally, he folds.
Yeah, that's the only time where he wishes he had a flicker in this game.
Well, still, they have some ground to cover here for TNC. The Lord is going to be making its way top side. They can play around this. They did diminish about 5,000 gold off the lead that Team Falcons had. But they're not out of the woods yet. They're going to have to deal with this. They're still working on some of these turrets. Walk in, hopefully, with
Okay si Saida,
get
guys.
some more space to work with. That's a Divine Glaive now picked up too for Zaida. So if he does that again, if he's able to get to the back line, whether it's
50-50 na to.
Marco,
Wala nang labang.
be able to melt
Mhm.
down. Oh, they gotta watch out for these arrows, man.
Few caught.
Mhm.
Good.
Mhm.
One. Yawi comes through.
Nice Pando, saving the day once again. Kyle, oh, Lance, nice, nice Winter.
Oh, he does survive still. Kyle TZ
Ito na si Saida. Oh, Pandora, saving the day. Oh my God.
He lives!
the shadow.
Ang ganda ng mga palitan natin, oh. Patay nga lang si Flap, walang magagawa, isang Hilda.
Another kill serve at the back.
Lalakad lang talaga, walang dash-dash. Yan talaga.
TNC are making the calls, taking heads.
Oh my
Ganda ng mga outplay, oh.
Then maybe
Palitan na outplay.
red.
TNC now for one of the first moments in literally what 8 minutes has a very minor lead, or at least diminished
Yeah.
the gold lead that Team Falcons held on to for so long in this game.
Lancey's Abyssal Arrows have been clutch. One of the biggest reasons why TNC Pro Team won that engagement up top when Yawi started things off in an attempt to take down Few, who didn't even need to use the Purify. One thing happened. That delayed Few using the Astral Echo. It was Lancey hitting a max range
Apat-apat na
Abyssal
yan.
Arrow that stunned Few for a long time. The Astral Echo that Falcons needed in that engagement was delayed to a point where once Few was finally able to use it, Falcons was already on the run.
Again, you can see the Lord advantage here for TNC. They got a whole lot off of that. And that is enough to go ahead and bring them at least back in fighting form for the next Lord. I asked the question earlier on when they were down by thousands and thousands of gold, what do they need to do to get back into this game? Renmar pointed out that they were down itemization-wise as well, even between the gold laners, but now Benny Cutie's in a much better position, even the stacks-wise.
Yep.
And again, it's these abyssal arrows that they really have to watch out for. Not only that, but constantly, where is Yawi?
Nangyari sa Onyx ID, disasters. Disaster strikes.
The feint in itself that Team Falcons has to watch out for. And if Pandora, for example, pulls the trigger on Yawi, they got to watch out for what's coming from the back angles here. Oh,
Left easy, catches an arrow. Lord JM playing Patsy. As
Antok
well.
na.
This is looking dangerous. Again, Yawi does have a flicker. Keep your eyes on him.
Super Marco also came
But-
with the team fighting.
Okay,
He
50-50.
wants a slow front to back, but there's so many jumps, dives, dashes.
Mas okay na yung lineup ng TNC ngayon. I mean, like, at this point, 17 minutes sila na yung lamang. Hero to hero. So, roll to roll na.
It's high noon. Everyone's already in other places anymore. And Super Marco keeps missing out on amazing deals.
And that's exactly what Falcons needs. They need to hear that line. We need to hear that line. They need to get the combo. Astral Echoes into double shots.
Yeah.
Astral Echoes into grenade bombardments. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, we haven't been able to. And part of it also is you have to keep in
Kulang
mind
sa Myla best.
that TNC, if they want to go for that back line, if that's Super Marco or a few, that's where also the glorious pathway really helps out.
Yawi, Yawi from the low ground.
Maneuvers by Yawi. He found the back line.
Yawi from the low ground. Uy, notice mo yung high loss? Sulit. Yawi talaga, mga sir. Yawi talaga. Yawi talaga, mga tol.
Immortality on few popped off as well.
Paano? Ha? Paano?
A winner crown on Lancey as well. 1 for 2. That's
What?
way too much effort put in by TNC, but they got what they wanted. 2 cores.
Paano nangyari?
Lancey went in a little bit too deep.
Lumalim na si Lance.
There at the end, but let's not get away from Yawi. Yawi. What a play, but Falcons are
Aray! Aray!
Astral Echoes.
Aray! What the hell?
Yawi coming in. Pandora.
Lakas ng damage Nova.
Here. Lord JM drops
Sa pang lightning.
punish.
Uy, di tumama.
Benny Cutie takes out Pandora. Lord gonna follow up next. Few from
Sa to Nova, what the hell?
flank.
Right now, TNC is rising even higher. Now with another Lord in their hands. Control on this part of the game, almost the 20-minute mark. And we'll be looking to march towards the base of Team Falcons, getting one step closer. This is that Lord that we were talking about, gentlemen. The 18+ minute mark. It's still at 100%, isn't it?
The writing is on the wall. TNC would rather not be a statistic, the first team to lose after getting an evolved Lord.
Yawi with another conceal. Can he do it again? Another hero play. But with the Lord marching in, you don't need heroics. You just need good, fundamental MLBB. Target the heroes, whittle them one by one, and get the W. Can TNC get the W against Team Falcons?
Okay, Lord's gonna make its way a little bit of health on both these top and mid turrets as the wave
Sure
will
push.
push in on the top. Lord takes out
Nova
the
naman
turret.
sila.
Mid lane's gonna be cleared out.
Saida dead. Yun lang, nalate yung ano niya, Winter. Alam na disaster, dami na huli. Benny low. Ayun na, naramdaman na natin yung ano. Hitbox sabay ulti.
Wow.
Ng hitbox ng Navaria sabay ulti ni Super Marco.
Kyle freaking Teasy, man. If
Kyle
you
freaking
really
Teasy.
want anyone to do something for you, count on a phenom to turn things around. We saw a phenomenal play by Yawi. Now we saw a phenomenal play by Kyle Teasy. And Falcons have pushed straight closer to the base of TNC Pro Team after just taking away the joy.
Nice ult view.
Echo off an angle will allow
Sakit.
TNC to just go so close to that inhibitor down bottom. And now Falcons find it.
Oh, mga Navaria ngayon.
I'm so surprised that one little catch from Kyle Teasy was able to go ahead and basically just stop that. They've got time till this Lord is up. It's going to be another team fight now. Full force on both ends, and you've got some more immortalities for both teams. Let's take a look at the items before this big Lord fight comes up.
Everyone's got stacks. they got all
Di
kinds of
malabo,
things.
Dragon
Not
Ball.
fully locked in yet for the 2 roamers, but immortality is already for both of them. Already up to an Oracle. Actually, is Pandora. He had to delay his Oracle take. He actually went Thunderbelt, Athena's. Oracle was the 4th item, so this is the order that he decided to go in. And now we're gonna start seeing
Panelista na ba?
annoying plays. Can he do it one more time? Can Yawi, who found that play earlier that solidified a big TNC lead?
Maganda yung Navaria ngayon, tapos may lightning truncheon buff.
Oh, I think View's gonna check.
He's going to check.
Throws one over and activates the magic sentry.
Oh,
Tristan Cabrera spotted. Forced to back out. Astral Echoes catches it.
Up, ay grabe.
Yawi!
Looking for it.
Sakit nung ano.
All of it.
Uy, flicker ba yun? Hindi.
Alright, does not get the ult off. Yawi conceals away.
Oh, he does, but he also loses the flicker, so he doesn't have that to help with the initiation. So that's crucial, though.
Yeah. Will Falcon splits it? Will they rush it? Knowing that
Pando
they have
from the
advantage,
back lines.
they're just gonna go
Oh, hindi.
to the blitz take.
They only have the man advantage for so long.
Zaida.
Yawi already part of the fight. Hazard Immortal, Talty, back on. Flap easy man-to-man defense against Lord JM. Zaida. Off to the
Parang
side
Balayski
there.
si
Still needs to
Boyano.
pop his electrifying beats.
Maganda yung Jennifer. Ayun na naman, oh. Kyle sa likod. Benny, nag-winter. Na-stun ata yung high. Hindi, napagulti pa rin. Sabay winter kay Lance. Saida, looking for angle. Nakita si Marco, kaso nabugaw. Pando, nice play. JM down. Flap boy pa rin. May emo pa.
Oh, they couldn't even kill Flap. Flap had multiple
Bot na push.
focused on him, so they lose Lord JM. Now TNC has no choice but to go ahead and defend now.
The Phoenix Army has to repair this wave down bottom, and the rest of the Falcons stay here in the pit. Yawi pushed back and away by Flapteezy. Benny Cutie staying in that bush. Arrow thrown out by Lancey. Lord secured by Falcons, and the fight pops immortality on Flapteezy. In comes the rest of them. Astral Echo with a hero ult. Catches two forces, a couple of winner crowns. Yawi still up.
Uy!
Crossfires, Yawi gets taken out. Marco double
Uy!
tap.
Oh, grabe.
Forward, looking for a fight.
Ah, nabait. Lotek. Si Benny.
Kyle Teasy gets his pop.
Uy, naharangan. Uy, si bait si Lance. Nabait, nagabitan, pare.
Benny Cutie left to defend.
Oh no! It
Si
just
Halbert.
fell apart for TNC in that team fight there.
Science.
Filipino, body part na nagsisimula.
Wanted, yeehaw! It's finally high noon!
Woo! There we go. That's what I was looking for. That Lord is a beefy one coming.
Oh,
down
binawasan
the
yung ano.
bottom lane. It's Lord JM and Benny Cutie as they have to deal with this push in.
Two defending against four. Plus a Lord marching in. Lord JM gets caught by
Tapos, game 3, game 3.
Falcons.
Nabait sila.
At the base. We're going to game 3. We're going to game
Ganda ng laban.
Game 3.
We're going to game 3.
Once again in our second series of the day, Team Falcons will even out the series against TNC. And they're so close.
Panoorin niyo yung ano, post ko, guys.
It's just so good. There's so many claims, so many names you
Naman
can
na
talk
MP.
about, but it's clear. It was turned around the moment Kyle Teasy found Zaida when TNC Pro Team wanted to end the game. From there, it took so many
Spam.
steps. So many things, the other things that
Spam
they had to
Novario.
do
Try nyo, maganda yung mga
before
changes
at the
dun sa
top of the
Novario.
game. In this game number 2, in this entire